Hello, students. It's Mrs. Bodell. We are heading into chapter 12, lesson number 8, and that is on page number 949. So let me put my marker in here, 949. And if you see this Rubik's Cube, you know you're on the right page. If you see the Rubik's Cube, you know you're on the right page. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. So we can see this up close, and we're using models to find volume. So it says volume is the amount of space inside a three-dimensional figure. Centimeter cubes, oops, that's really bad. Centimeter cubes can help you find the volume of a prism. So volume is the amount of space. Oh my gosh, that's the worst. Let's clear all of that. Yes, I want to clear it. Volume is the amount of space inside a three-dimensional figure. So it says use centimeter cubes to build 4 different rectangular prisms, complete the 4th and 5th columns. So you might not have centimeter cubes with you, and so that's okay. We're going to just take a look at this. So a prism is built from cubes, and it has no gaps and no overlaps. A unit cube, this is one cubic unit, or a unit cube. It's 1 by 1 by 1 all around. So if you measured it, it's 1 inch or 1 centimeter or whatever. Every measurement is 1, and because it's a cube, they're all ones all around it. This one is 2 cubic units. Now you can see they're sitting right next to each other. There's no gap between them, and they're aligned perfectly. This one is 4 cubic units. Now, if you counted them, you might be tempted to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But of course, that's actually not correct because we've got, these are unit cubes. Let's see, to erase this little doodad. Let's see, erase. Doesn't want to erase those. Okay, let's just go back here. So we've got my pen. This is 1, the face of this one, but then this is the back side. So that's 1 unit cube. And then here's my second one. That's the front face. And then we have the top and the side faces. That's 2. This one, the only thing I can see on it is the front face, but that's 3. And then this one is my 4th one. I can see the front and the side. That's 4 cubic units. So if you used 12 centimeter cubes to build a rectangular prism, the volume would have 12 cubic centimeters, or 12 centimeters cubed. So this 1 cubic unit has a volume of 1 cubic centimeter squared. This one, 2, has 2 cubic units. 4 would be a volume of 4 cubic units. Okay, so let's take a look at the next page. So it's got, let's see, why won't it move over? Hold on, let me grab, there we go. Okay, it says try it. Use centimeter cubes to build a rectangular prism shown. Complete the table for each layer. So if you had these cubes with you and you took it apart, you'd build the bottom layer first. And you see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes long and 3 cubes deep. So the bottom layer, the length is 4. Oops, I'm not on my pen, so we're going to fill this out. The length is 4. The width is 3. The height of that layer is just 1. So 4 times 3 times 1. 4 times 3 is 12 times 1 is 12. 12 cubes, so the volume is 12 cubic centimeters. My second layer, it's the same. We're stacking here. So my second layer also has a length of 4 and a width of 3 and a height of 1. So there's 12 cubes on that layer. And so it has a volume of 12 cubic centimeters. Same thing for my third layer. It's not changing. It's got 4 by 3, and it's, of course, 1 high. 4 times 3 is 12, times 1 is 12. There's 12 cubes, and that layer has a volume of 12. And then the same, of course, for the final layer. There we go. So if you add all of those together, that whole thing is 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12. Or we can do 12 times 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's 4 layers of 12. So total volume is 48 cubic centimeters, or centimeters cubed. You put that little 3 above it. It said how many cubes. Oh, Mrs. Bodell didn't read that correctly. It said how many cubes did we use? Oops, I'm deleting random things. Deleted my one there. How many cubes did you use? We used 48 cubes, so the volume is 48 centimeters. Are these centimeters? Yeah, centimeters cubed. Describe the relationship between the number of cubes needed to build a rectangular prism and its volume in cubic units. They're the same. The number of unit cubes that you would fill inside that prism, stacking it perfectly, is the same as its volume. Describe the pattern in the table between length, width, and height and the volume of each prism. Well, the pattern is they're the same. It's a right here, this is a cube or a rectangular prism, and so it stays the same. So the pattern stays the same. We're doing 4 times 3 times 1 on each level. Use L for length, W for width, and H for height to write a formula. So notice we did the length, which is an L, times the width times the height to give you the volume of that layer. That's actually the formula for volume. Volume equals length times width times height. Use your formula to find the volume of the prism at the right in the appropriate number of units. So let's see. Let's do my length. How long is it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So length is 4 times the width. How deep is it? 1, 2. 4 times 2 times how high is it? 1, 2, 3. 4 times 2 times 3 is going to give me the volume. Well, 4 times 2 is 8 times 3. So my answer is 24 cubic units. Or you could put units cubed. Could be 24 units. Those are the same. Okay, let's keep going. Oops, I went too far. Let's move back and scooch over. That's what I wanted to do. Practice. Okay, it says, of course, to build that with centimeter cubes. We don't necessarily have that, but we're going to take a look. So it's got layer 1 and layer 2. You'll notice the layer 1. Let me change my color here. Layer 1 is this first layer. And layer 2, let's change it to blue, is this top layer. There's 2 layers. We can't see the top parts of layer 1, but we know it's under there. We know it's under there. So complete the table. So layer 1 has a length of 1, 2, 3, 4. And the width is 1, 2, 3, 4. And the height, of course, is 1. So 4 times 4 is 16 times 1. It has 16 cubes in that first layer. Layer 2 is the same. It's got 4 by 4 by 1. So that's going to be 4 times 4 is 16 times 1 is 16. So that layer also has 16 cubes. How many cubes would you use to build the prism? 16 plus 16 is 32. What is the volume? It's 32 centimeters cubed. It says use centimeter cubes to build this rectangular prism. This one's got 4 layers, but that's okay. We're just going to check it out. So layer 1, this bottom layer, I'm going to take a look and count how long is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 long. How wide is it? 1, 2, 3. How high is it? Well, we're just looking at one layer, so it's 1. How many cubes? 6 times 3 is 18 times 1. So there's 18 cubes. The volume of layer 1 is 18. Now, since these are the same, it's a rectangular prism. There's no changes here. It's not an unusual shape. It's going to be the same for all of these. 6, 3, and 1 for layer 2. So 18 is the volume, 18 cubes. 6, 3, and 1, 18 in the third layer. And there's 18 in the top layer. How many cubes did we use in all? Well, we have to add up 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 18. And you certainly can do that, but repeated addition is multiplication. So I'm going to do this 18 times 4. So it's 72 cubes were used. So the volume is 72 centimeters cubed. The volume is 72 centimeters cubed. Feel free to pause it here if you need more time. I'm going to go to the back page. Okay, come on over thing. There it goes. Okay, it says, number 9, what shape is the base of this prism? The shape that you see as the base. Well, the shape that is the base is a rectangle, making this a rectangular prism. Explain to a friend how to find the area of the base. Well, we just count the length times the width times the height, which the height in that one is 1. Oh, the area of the base. Yeah, it's length times width, just like any area. Find the volume of the prism by multiplying the area of the base by the height. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The bottom layer is 5 times 1, 2, 3. So the area of the bottom is 15. So if we multiply 15, there's 15 there, and 15 there. So 15 times 3, oops, that needs to go away. Come on, eraser. There it goes. 15 times 3 is 45. That's one of those facts that Mrs. Bodell wants you to memorize if you can. So the area of the bottom is 15, and we multiply it times its height. 45 centimeters cubed is the volume. Math practice number 1, we're going to make sense of problems. Make sense of problems. So it says, Valerie knows that the volume of a prism is 36 cubic units. So we've got some sort of prism here. And she knows that the volume of it, the stuff that could fill inside, is 36. Why is it not letting me draw there? It's being grumpy with me. Okay, she knows that the volume is 36 cubic units. She knows that the length, let's change my pen back. The length of it is 4 units. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The width of it is 3 units. What is the height? So we know that this bottom layer is 4 times 3, so there's 12 on the bottom layer. So how many layers does she have to get up to 36? Well, another 12 would give her 24 would be my volume. So then the last one has to be another 12. So the height has to be 3 units. Describe a way to find the volume of a rectangular prism without using models. Well, this is the formula. Length times width times height equals volume. So you can write that formula down. Volume equals length times width times height. That will always give you the volume. If you know the area of the base, you can multiply it times the height to also give you the volume. Because remember, length times width is the area. You can use either one. We'll be working on this for a few weeks, so this is just our first introduction. Keep up the good work.